Hi, hello, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you are new. My name is Rose and I do videos based on my weight loss journey and other such related topics that pique my interest. So if you are interested or like the type of videos I do, please give me a subscribe down below. Don't forget to ring that bell. Give me a like, give me a comment. It would really help out my channel and mean a lot to me. So let's get into today's topic. So today I wanted to talk about 75 hard. So it is it's a challenge that I have really been watching closely lately, and it is something that I have wanted to attempt, not really knowing how I would be able to do it. And I say that because I am chronically ill, and as such, my body kind of just systematically fails on me sometimes and lays me out. So I have been hesitant to try a challenge like this just because I don't think that I would be successful, and obviously I want to be successful. So what are the rules to 75 hard? So the rules to 75 hard are pretty straightforward, pretty simple. You need to drink a gallon of water a day. You need 2 45-minute workouts, one of which has to be outside. Follow a diet of your choice. Doesn't matter what it is, as long as you follow the rules and guidelines of said eating habit. You need to read 10 pages of a physical nonfiction book every day. You need to be taking daily progress pictures every day. So, all of that. The biggest part of it is if you miss any one of those requirements on any given day, you have failed the challenge and you now need to start over. This is where it causes me to pause, because there are going to be days where I have to move you guys so you can see this beautiful boy. There. Hi, Cheeto. This is Cheeto. He's gonna be my cheerleader today. So it's made me pause, because if I have a day that isn't of my doing, so like if I'm not missing a day just because I'm lazy, well then I deserve to fail, right? But if I miss a day because my body has literally told me you shall not, or I push my body to a point where my medical team has said you need to stop, well, I have then failed. Like, I get that is not necessarily under my control, but I've still failed the challenge. And so I really have been sitting on it for a while, and I'm going to adapt it, because I do really like the core of what this challenge is for, right? This challenge is for dedication, consistency, and personal growth. That's what I have gathered at the core of what this challenge is. And so I went and I made myself a little workbook, and I have come up with a protocol that follows the spirit of 75 hard, but in a way that I can probably do it without feeling inadequate and dejected, because I have failed to do something that the able-bodied populace can realistically do, right? So I have my workbook. I have named this little mini adaptation challenge of mine the Dragon Protocol. I will get into what it stands for in a second, but the main component of this adaptation for me is that I have built in different tiers for different days based on my chronic illness needs. Now, for a background, I have POTS syndrome, which makes my blood pressure and my heart rate do really uncomfortable and sometimes slightly concerning things. I have degenerative disc disease, basically from the base of my skull all the way down to my tailbone. So that's fun. I have, aside from slipped discs and discs that are compressing, I do have a small tear in one of the discs in my lower back, And though I have a steroid injected in there right now, that has not helped with the pain. So we're working around the different levels that I can accomplish on any given day. You know, I also suffer from chronic migraines. So we're just going to work with what I have. And what I have is a cluster of symptoms on any given day. So we have basically high, medium, and restorative effort levels. So on a high effort level day, that those are days that I can go out and I can push myself to just under breaking point. I won't ever endeavor to push myself over the breaking point anymore because of my daughter. You know, I have to be a mom. So those are my fight days. Those are the days that I can go in swinging, aim for the stars, you know, like the whole kit and caboodle, which is, you know, like what 75 hard was really designed for, right? You put in max effort. The medium effort days, are the days where I can push myself, but the wall is a lot closer. Like I have more limitations. Those are flight days. So those are the days that I can push myself, but it's not going to be full effort, but I can still feel really awesome that I've done good. And then the days when I am knocked flat on my rear end are my restorative days. I'm going to call them hoard days, like a dragon hoarding its treasure. Those are the days when I will still have a minimum to do, but I am gonna just take it easy. I am going to make sure that my body is well rested, so I'm not pushing myself into like a week-long flare, which is super important because I am functionally useless in a flare. So what are my rules? What does the Dragon Protocol stand for? So the Dragon Protocol stands for Declaration and Documentation. This letter I've separated it into, I'll put a thing right here, 3 different tiers or 3 different levels of doing for the kind of day I'm having. It's pretty consistent with 75 hard. You know, you have your you have your daily progress picture, so that adds that element into it. I have also made I've expanded upon that to also include my tier designation for the day, just so I know what's happened in the grand scheme of things. It allows me to track symptom days too as well, which is kind of important for me. And then I have on a fight day, which is high effort day, I am requiring myself to do, 3 things I'm grateful for, which is, I'm just trying to get myself to a place where I am starting the day positive. It could be just, I'm grateful that I am breathing. Valid. I'm just trying to start the day with positive energy, because science has found that the words you say to yourself, not even put out into the world, but what goes on in your head, your body is going to translate that into reality. So if you're constantly telling yourself, oh, I hate myself, I'm disgusting, like this body sucks, you're going to internalize that. Your body is going to take that in, and it's going to reflect that accordingly. So I am trying to also do a mind shift here, along with the progress photos. My medium tier is same thing. You do your tier designation, you do your progress picture, and you do one thing you're grateful for. So same thing, but just a little less. And then on a hoard day, which is my I feel like I'm dying kind of day, my daily progress picture, which again is non-negotiable. We have my tier designation, so I can track my data that way. And then the only thing that I have to do is do symptom notes. So is it a migraine? What does that look like? Is it my back? What am I feeling? What am I able to do? How am I feeling? Like those kinds of things that really can give me data for the future. So we have R, which is routine and reading. So this takes into account the reading portion of 75 hard. So on a top tier day, 10 pages or 15 minutes of learning a new skill. So I put it this way because I really like learning new things. I like sitting down and learning about a new topic. For me, 10 pages is about 15 to 20 minutes. So it's a comparable time. And either way, I'm learning something new, whether it's in a self-help book or if it's on YouTube, learning how to do like voice recording or whatever. Or if it's, you know, doing research for one of my chronic ghost carnivore videos. Whatever it is, I need to do 15 to 20 minutes of either direction. I need to continue that self-growth component of 75 hard, right? In this adapted protocol. If it's a medium effort day, so if it's a flight day, that goes to 5 pages of a nonfiction book or 10 minutes of learning a new skill. So we're just slightly less, not by much, but there is that less component in case my body cannot, period. If my body cannot, it's a little less, but still required. On a horde day, which is my I am absolutely dying day, it's going to be 5 minutes of, thank you, Kitty, for that. 5 minutes of, if I can pick up a physical book, reading a book. If I can't pick up a physical book, 5 minutes of an audiobook or a YouTube video or something that still takes in that self-growth aspect, but in a format that if I have a migraine, I'm going to be listening to something. I'm not going to be able to focus. Or if it's, you know, my left wrist kind of dies on me sometimes because it's the only hand that I have to use. If I can't pick up a book, well, I can listen to an audiobook. Or I can learn the skill via a video format. But the point is I have to continue to do personal growth. Adaptive action. So this is the exercise component that I adapted from 75 hard. On a fight day, my minimum requirement is 60 minutes. That does not have to be consecutive. It can be, it could be 5 minutes here, 10 minutes there. Whatever my body can comfortably do, I have to meet a minimum accumulation of 60 minutes. For me, my body can't always do 60 minutes at one time. It just, there's something about it that drains me faster than doing it in small increments. So we are adapting this to be in a place where I can still better myself while taking into account my limits. So on a medium effort day, which is a flight day, my minimum requirement is 30 minutes. And this could be me doing more like yoga or stretching or range of motion exercises. It's probably going to be a little bit lower effort than going for a walk or whatever. It might just be that I get 30 minutes of my heart rate being as high as it needs to for my Fitbit to register a walk, and I do that for 30 minutes, which quite frankly is not difficult for me to do because my heart rate is insane. And then on a horde day, my minimum requirement is about 10 minutes. And I know that sounds pitiful, but a lot of times those days I don't feel like moving at all. So the idea is to just keep my body moving. Whether that's me pacing in a completely dark room for the sake of like a migraine, fine. If that means that I am just walking around the house constantly, that's fine. For me, I didn't write it down because I'm already implementing it, but I do have a minimum step goal that I meet. Well, that I attempt to meet every day. Right now, as of recording this video, that is 4,000 steps a day. I'm working my way up to about 6 or 7. But it takes time because my heart is deconditioned at this point, and I am on exercise restriction from my cardiologist and from my spine pain management team, because my disc has not healed yet. Believe I mentioned it at the beginning of the video, but I do have a torn disc in my lower back. We did do a steroid injection a couple months ago. That has significantly helped my mobility, but the pain has not gone away. And I recently just spoke to my doctor about it, and she, was understandably bummed out, but this could take up to 18 months to heal. So I need to just let it heal. Which means I need to be kind to my body, know my limits, and actually stop when I've hit that wall, because I have a habit of ignoring that and pushing my body. And pushing my body harder and harder and harder until I break. So me designing this protocol is, in a way, helping me not do that. Anyway, so back to the protocol. So a horde day is 10 minutes of minimum of exercise. If I can do more, fantastic. Like if I want to push myself farther, great. But I need to hit those minimum minutes to still qualify me for the adaptation that I'm making. So then we have my diet, right? G is, gut health. So for me, my protocol is going to be on a ketogenic style, which is 50 grams of carbs or less of a whole food, no junk diet, mostly because junk food is usually high in carbs. And I am attempting to work my way back down to a more carnivore lifestyle. It seems to be the best diet for my body, and I'm going to listen to that. I feel so much better when I am eating properly, and I have not been in the last couple weeks, and I can really feel it. So I'm going to get back on track. Hydration. So with the hydration, my ultimate goal is 2 gallons of water a day. I have a minimum of 100 ounces of fluid across all 3 tiers, just because it doesn't matter how bad I feel, I need to be getting as close to 2 gallons or 2 gallons as possible. For me, that also means including electrolytes, because I do have POTS. I am chronically low in salt, and the electrolytes seem to really help kind of balance me out. It helps my heart rate not spike and my blood pressure not tank. So yeah, 100 ounces of water, for me, with electrolytes, just because that's what we're doing. Non-negotiable needs. So these are my attempt to build in some mindfulness and some body check-in at the end of the day. So for a fight day, that's 15 minutes of uninterrupted device-free time. So that would be things like meditation or journaling, or just sitting there and trying to get my whole body to relax. Doing some just light body things that aren't meant to be highly inflammatory or needing a whole lot of brain power. So just sit with myself for 15 minutes, kind of wrap up my day, calm my brain down, all of that good stuff. For a flight day, that goes up to 30 minutes. Just because if I'm having a harder time, I want that restorative piece, that relaxation time to go up. So, and as such, on a horde day, I'm probably going to already be down and out of my luck already, and that restorative time goes up to 60 minutes. Now, this could be like a nap, it could be journaling, it could be meditation, it could be, me sitting down with a heat pack somewhere or various places on my body, just allowing my body to get the rest it needs, so I'm not going to push myself into a flare. Hopefully. Now, is that always going to be the case? No. A lot of the times flares can come on despite my best efforts. That's okay. That's why I built in the tier system. If I start the day on a fight tier and I've ended the day on a horde tier, well, I know that I have a minimum requirement to meet, and I might end up somewhere between fight and horde, and that's okay. As long as I meet the minimum requirements of the horde tier, I'm happy. So assuming I do all of these things in one space or another, my goal is to make 90 days. For me, that's long enough to really establish the routine. It's enough time to start habits and then maintain them, break old habits that I'm trying to break, detox from all of the crap I've been ingesting recently, all of that good stuff to then maintain. Now, part of this is why I chose the 90 days is because I am trying to get to 6 months worth of clean eating to really help me with my food stuff and with managing the chronic illness symptoms, and I really think that that's a milestone for me. So we're gonna do 90 days of this, and we're gonna see how I feel. So as such, I did do a weekly protocol. Again, I'll put a picture here. But it just looks like that. It's a weekly spread. On the weekly side, I have made it super easy for myself to track. So if I've hit every single one of the acronym in terms of daily requirements, I can put a check mark there or a sticker or highlight whatever I want to denote it being complete. It will be there. I can denote whether I am a fight, flight, or horde. I have a space for my weigh-ins because I am attempting to destigmatize the scale. I'm trying to train my brain that it's just a metric and not a moral judgment. So I have a place for weigh-ins every day. I have a space for the gratitude. Even if it's just a 3-word gratitude, I have space for it. I have space for what diet I'm doing. For me, that's a no-brainer, but I thought I'd add it anyways. What books I'm reading for the week, specifically for the challenge, or what tasks that I have learned in relation to the routine and reading. And then I have a space for a down and dirty version of my rules. So I have, I think, 6 of these printed out for me to use, just to kind of check in with myself, make sure I'm on track for the week, all that good stuff. So the next piece of this thing that I've done is a progress tracker. This is very similar to what I've been using currently to track my stuff. I've got 2 of them on my mirror right now, and if I've met my step goal requirement, I get to check off a box. If I have eaten the way I'm supposed to be eating, I get to check off that box. It's just an easy way for me to check it on it. This, I've broken it down by 7 boxes per line. I have put 2 of them in the little workbook that I've created to do 12 weeks. Obviously I can print more if I need. And I've made the boxes big enough for me to put a designation of fight, flight, horde. Also, if I want to put my weight in those boxes, these will probably go up on my bathroom mirror, so I will use them like I've been using my current ones, to which if I have a weight I want to record, I'll put it in the box. I have placed a spot on the very bottom to do a start and end week for that 6-week chunk of time, just because I like redundancies. I like having it multiple places. It's really rewarding for me. It's really good with how my brain works. So we have 2 of those, and then the rest of my pages are just weigh-ins. This is just a place for me to keep like a master list of when I've weighed in, what day it was, what's my weight, as I am going to span this challenge over the end of 2025, the beginning of 2026. I have a year designation, and I have a little note spot for if I think any unexpected swing is maybe due to inflammation, how my body's feeling kind of notes. I am thinking that I'm going to change this up and just do month, day, weight, and then make it 2 columns per page, so I have more ability to log. We'll see how that goes. I've got a couple of these sheets, which is I think 2 months worth of space. We'll figure out how it works, and I will tweak accordingly. But yeah, so that's what I am doing. Again, I've adapted it because I don't think I can participate in 75 hard or soft because of my chronic days. But I still love the spirit of the challenge, so I have made my own protocol. I'm going to start this on September 1st, which is a Saturday. So I'll do Saturday to Saturday tracking, which is going to be a little funky for my brain, but we'll make it work. And we're going to hit 90 days of this, and I, of course, will keep track of it. You guys will get periodic updates with my weekly videos and all that fun stuff. Let me know what you think about what I am attempting to do in the comments. Do you like it? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Do you think I should incorporate or change something based on your guys' lived experience? Let me know in the comments. Again, I would really appreciate it if you give this video a like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.